Why is that clown staring at you?
Why was that clown in the pizza kitchen?
And did you see what that clown saw?
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig. And before we get into everything else, because I usually forget and have to go back, I'm going to answer those quick questions from the beginning. He's creepy, something creepy, and that was creepy.
Okay.
I know. Now,
So,
the premise of this movie. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the first of 4 like we usually do. We happened to come across this. I was like, hey, we just saw a meme about this. Let's watch it. We haven't seen it yet. That's basically what this was. So maybe it's movies that we can just do 4 movies that we haven't seen yet for whatever reason, because we got that one that I had out there last
Sure.
night that we can do. It's,
possible.
well, we were thinking that or 4 clown movies, but like we hit the major ones.
Uh-huh. Yes, I have some thoughts. All right.
No, he doesn't. Anyway, so the premise of this movie is it's Halloween, and there's 2 girls, and they're out, and there's a clown, and he's creepy, and he weirds them out, and then he becomes obsessed, basically, with them, and horrible things happen to anyone in his way.
Yes.
That's basically...
yes.
anything else is really a spoiler.
Which is treading very lightly because it's not a hugely long movie.
I mean, it's an average movie, but it's a, well, we'll get into this later, but we'll get into it later. How about we throw it to a trailer so you guys know what we're talking about?
What's wrong?
I'm fine. Why?
Keep looking over your shoulder.
What if that guy did this to your car?
What guy? The clown? You really think someone slashed my tires?
He knows this is your car. He saw us getting into it earlier.
Hey, handsome!
Cut it out.
My friend wants your number.
Kill you.
Look, that guy was harmless. He was just some douchebag in a costume acting like a retard because it's Halloween.
What I want you to do now is just remain calm and stay on the line with me until the police arrive.
All right. So, I mean, decent trailer as far as it doesn't spoil much. It just like
kind of showed you him being creepy and doing some blood things.
which is the movie.
Kind of the movie from beginning to end is him being creepy and doing blood things.
All right. Weird. I know. I take my glasses off to do my reading because I don't need them for closer. I need them to like pay attention to things over there, like the trailer when it's playing.
Yes.
For anyone that even cares, they probably don't.
They're probably not even watching.
Here's the thing. You probably, if this is your first time watching this and you see, hey, it's a horror movie review show, you know, you probably think that this is all about our love of horror movies. And while that's not false completely, that's not what the show's really about. The show's about we're whores.
Yeah.
We pimp ourselves out for cash. And I don't mean that in the adult nature. I just mean if you have a product and want us to pimp it on here, we will. Just make sure you pay us a large check. This week, they backed up a Brinks truck full of cash for us to promote these two real things that actually exist. Gory Storytime is brought to you by Spinoff Showdown, the game show all about movies and television trivia. Each episode, we pick 2 shows or movies that are related in their universe. Will it be All in the Family and the Jeffersons? Maybe it's MASH and Trapper John M.D. Or it could be Tusk and Yoga Hosers. The contestants will battle it out to win up to $100,000. Spinoff Showdown, beginning this summer. Check your local listings for air dates and times.
And by Damien's Clown Art, an art gallery with only 2 rules. It can be any art as long as it's clowns and it's creepy. We've got Pennywise. We've got Captain Spaulding. You want evil Ronald McDonald? Yep, we've got him too. John Wayne Gacy? Of course. And this weekend, by special invitation, Vulgar the Clown will be giving a lecture on the history of evil clowns. That's Damien's Clown Art. Join us if you dare.
They should have asked ICP to
Yeah, as
perform.
long as they ask prior to
right.
saying they'll be there.
True. Anywho, all right. Now anything you want to say about this before we get into the behind the scenes stuff? We didn't really know what to expect other than we've seen the face
Memes?
before.
Yeah.
And there was a meme I had sent him like the night before that had a
Otherwise,
reaction shot.
The only thing I
to-
knew about this was that there was like this weird cult following.
I was talking.
Oh.
I sent you a meme the night before that had a reaction shot of one of the gruesome things that happens, and it made me intrigued.
Yes. But other than the meme, all I knew was that it had some weird cult following, and that didn't necessarily mean one or the other for good or bad.
Exactly. There's some
Garbage out there.
We're fans of Killer
cult
Clowns from
following.
Outer Space, speaking of like clowns.
Right. I love that movie.
But,
Absolutely love that movie.
not
but
because
that
it's
movie's not
quality.
amazing.
No, it is amazing.
It is, but it's not.
Anyway.
You know.
So we didn't know what we were going to expect. And I think that we were both pleasantly surprised, but we'll get into that. All right. You want?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
The ambulance that drives past Dawn as she listens to the radio broadcast in the car was unplanned. That was a real ambulance that drove by.
David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, has a previous mime experience which he utilized in the performance.
All right. This is a return for Art the Clown, as he was previously used by the same director in the film All Hallows Eve.
Jenna Cannell insisted on remaining tied up in between takes of the scene so that she would feel psychologically as if she was tied up when filming.
This is a movie based off the short Terrifier from 2011.
The jack-o'-lantern shown in the pizza parlor is CGI. Director Damien Leone said he wanted the scene to have more of a Halloween feel to it, so he added it in post.
All right. Catherine Corcoran, Dawn, was filming Chuck and another horror movie during the making of this film with Jenna Cannell. While Jenna Cannell, Tara, was also filming The Bye Bye Man. The production had the difficult task of working around their shooting schedules for these other projects in order to film their scenes together.
The scene in the pizza restaurant was originally meant to take place at a burger restaurant, but Damien Leone changed this when he realized that both Jenna Cannell and Catherine Corcoran are vegetarian.
Oh.
And they have vegetarian pizza. At the time, they didn't really have the
Vegetarian
Impossible burgers. I mean,
Right.
they had veggie burgers, but they didn't have...
Not like a burger joint.
Right.
In All Hallows Eve, it was made clear throughout the film that Art the Clown was supernatural and not just a human in a clown suit. It is not clear in this film until the end that Art has some supernatural presence.
Jenna Cannell had 2 doubles for the film.
Spoiler, at the beginning of the film, in Monica's dressing room where there is a sign which reads, "The end is just a new beginning." This foreshadows the ending reveal that this first scene, in fact, takes place after all the other events depicted in the film, and that the unnamed deformed girl being interviewed is the final girl, Victoria.
In the shots where Tara was gagged with tape, the tape was clearly not making any contact with her lower mouth in some shots, where it's tight around both of her lips in other shots.
All right. Art the Clown gouges Tara's eyes out for several seconds before she breaks free. Afterwards, there is
Not
no
out,
sign... Oh, okay.
Gouge just means...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Afterwards, there's no sign of damage around Tara's eyes, and she does not indicate any pain in them, which would have definitely occurred after the incident. I actually noticed that when we were watching it. That was weird.
In the strangulation scene, around 30 seconds, Art's thumbs clearly have no contact with the victim's windpipe, which they would need for a front-to-front attack as depicted.
When Victoria Hayes, Samantha Scafidi, is on the phone after the interview at the very beginning of the movie, you can see her phone is at the lock screen and she is not, in fact, taking a call.
The cat lady, played by Puya Mosini, Mosini? I don't know. In the film has puzzled many viewers, and me too, actually. It's unclear why she's living in a building about to be demolished, having not been detected by those doing the demolition. The scene in which Art the Clown is temporarily sympathetic to her is the only time that character is shown to be anything but vicious towards anyone else. It really didn't fit that character.
A list of those who donated to the film through Indiegogo is shown in the credits.
And Terrifier 2 will be coming in theaters Halloween season 2022 and stream exclusively on Screambox. Not a sponsor, but
That's something.
it actually had 11 facts, and the fact that we looked up enough to make 18, which instead of our normal 20.
You got your number?
Yes. So then we also give the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and just my normal preamble for this. Rotten Tomatoes does not score a movie. What they do is they like to take all the scores from all the famous critics and even some that aren't, but
All
legit
the
verified critics, and everyone that gave it a positive review and everyone that gave it a negative review, they figure out what the percentage is, and the number is the positive reviews.
Absolutely.
So out of 100%, the critics have it at
a 60.
And they also have a section on their website where the fans can vote. And usually for horror and comedy, it tends to be higher with the people. But in this case, it was 58. It was actually a little bit lower.
Yes.
Now. What?
Nothing.
All right. Well, why don't we talk about our favorite and least favorite scenes? Let's go with least favorite first because I want to build up to my favorite because I already told you what my favorite was.
I guess my least favorite scene was the first scene because, like, I knew the movie was going to be about the clown guy being a creepy killer guy. And so the movie starts with some other person killing somebody.
Well, no, it starts with someone had been attacked by the creepy clown guy and
then
saying,
she was,
I know
like,
he was
weird
dead.
and ambiguous about him being dead.
No,
saying,
she said, I know for a fact he was dead.
Right, and then killed, it was weird.
And then she killed someone, yeah. Well, it was because a year later she had the trauma from all that, is what I took it as. But here's the thing. They didn't say that was happening, and I immediately said, this is the end of the movie, they're showing it at the beginning, and it's going to show at the end that this is the final girl. And he didn't think I was correct, but then when it was, he's like, I wonder how many people guessed that early. Like, I'm sure there's other people that have guessed it, but like before it even got to the clown, I guessed it.
Right.
I guessed it. Like, as she was killing, I'm like, I bet this is the end of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It
He
doesn't
didn't care
fit
for
with
that
the
part.
rest of the movie to
Well,
me.
for me, it was the cat lady. It was the woman living, and it's funny it's a demolition because they didn't really say that
It
in the
wasn't
movie.
demolition.
They said they were doing
It was a bug bomb for rats.
well, not bug bomb, but they were doing the poison gas or whatever. They were gassing the place. But it doesn't make sense that someone was living in a house or a building that they were doing that to, and with people in and out setting up all the stuff and people making the people who lived there come out.
Nobody noticed.
No one noticed this homeless person just living there. It didn't add
Or
up.
they didn't care.
And,
Maybe they were just gonna
and
kill her.
why didn't the evil clown go after? Like, he's just an embodiment of evil. He's a killer. There's no reason. He just kills.
Yes.
Like, they don't give a reason. You don't need a reason. He's just some psycho that you find out is supernatural. But like,
Yeah.
it's weird that they had that character in it. Now, favorite scene.
Favorite. I would just have to say the facial expressions that this guy gives, especially in the pizza scene, in the scene where they're at the pizza place. This guy
Interesting
is just
acting choices.
deadpan completely, and just like he doesn't respond. He doesn't say a damn thing.
And he does
it's
weird,
so
creepy, but
creepy.
he also does things that are so weird.
Yes.
Like when he comes over to them or whatever, and like the things he does are just, it's off-putting and it's perfect.
Yes.
My favorite part, there was a scene, and this is a major spoiler, where a woman is hung upside down. You don't know that this woman is like being chased by him, and he like ties her up or whatever, and then he's like, look, your friend, and she's hanging upside down, and he takes a saw, and he does the magician's trick of sawing someone in half, but he does it with her upside down, bottom to top.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't want to like make this an adult content version, but just imagine what that would entail,
Yes.
where he would start and how it would end. You could say instead of going from heads to tails, he went from tails to heads,
I see what you
just
did there.
right down the middle with the hacksaw. And it was gory and it was amazing.
It was, and the whole time he's like,
Yeah, I mean, the looks on
"You
his
see
face.
what I'm doing?
He was
It's your
literally
friend,
like-
and I'm sawing her in half. Isn't that so cool? Look,
He really was. He was just like,
aren't you proud of me?"
right? That's basically what it seemed like. So yeah, that was my favorite part. On a scale of 1 to 10. Well, there's one thing before we do that I want to say. This movie surprised me in the best way possible.
It did. It was
Because I heard that people loved it, but again, like, do they love it?
like people are also dumb
Well, do they love it like we love Killer Tomatoes and
and killer clowns.
yeah,
And Toxie.
and yeah, Toxic Avenger, or
Or
do they love it because it's actually like
my aunt
Shakespeare,
or like my aunt likes Maniac.
like Romeo and Juliet? No, well, no, I'm saying, or do they like it because it's good?
Oh, I definitely didn't expect that.
See, I wasn't sure. Anyway, here's the deal. I would say, and this is the way I've described it a couple times now outside of the show. In 2016, this director, Damien, I can't remember what his last name is off the top of my head. It should be in there somewhere. Leon. He made the perfect, over-the-top, schlocky 80s horror movie in 2016.
He did.
It has just the right amount of not good acting, just the right amount of over-the-top blood and gore,
And the perfect amount of funny.
yeah, the perfect amount of humor, the perfect amount of creepy. It's just the right amount of it doesn't really make sense. Like, I know those don't sound like good qualities, but trust me, this is a fun ride, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. If you like the 80s schlocky horror that I'm talking about, this nails
This
that
is right
genre.
up there with like Hatchet. in trying to recreate that feeling.
I would say this felt more organic than even Hatchet.
Yes. I would say I agree.
And I loved Hatchet. So
Hatchet was a lot of fun.
It was.
That was more about the blood and less about the
Adam Green's
feel.
great, but let's not brag on him right now.
Exactly. So
Anyway, so on a
Damien
scale,
Leone,
yeah,
good job,
amazing
dude.
job. And the acting on Art the Clown was.
yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this?
For exactly what this movie is,
Right.
and being exactly what it was supposed to be, this is a 9.
I'm going to go with a 9 myself. This is probably one of the higher rated things that's not quality film.
This is
This is probably the highest
one of the
we've
best
rated
ones
a
we've
like
watched in a long time, actually.
yeah, like except for things like The Exorcist and that
But
are
those are
actually
films.
good movies.
Those are films.
This
is a great,
This is a perfect
fun,
representation
amazing
of this.
thing.
Yes. So if you like schlocky horror, over the top gore,
Over the
acting
top
that's
acting,
not great, a story that's off a little bit, this is the movie for you.
and without saying a single word, a main antagonist who will make you laugh hard.
True. And make the hair on your arms stick up at the same time.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's now give the normal side stuff over
Yes,
here.
that stuff.
Yeah.
You can watch this show on Fact TV channel 1076 Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can like us on Facebook, and when I say us, of course, what I mean is Gory Storytime. Please continue to like that, but also like Fact TV. You can watch live streams of a lot of stuff that they do. There's a lot of content being made on this channel,
Considering this is a local channel.
and it's not like a huge town,
No, but there are a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on here all the time.
And there's a lot of people in town that seem to want to engage with the community, and it's awesome. All right.
You can go to factdate.com and watch a bunch of the back episodes of this. You could watch other shows, obviously. They have a lot of entertainment, other programming. They do town hall stuff all the time.
I've
They
got
do
2 other
everything.
shows that are also on there.
Yes. And,
One with you and one without you.
Yes.
Also, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
I am at Jiggly Fern Brain. I tweet nothing about the show unless he says something funny about the show.
Which can happen.
Otherwise, I just tweet funny things that he says.
In or out of context to make it the funniest possible.
Yes.
And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's music videos, there's TV shows, there's there's sketches.
So much.
There's an hour special from our 100th episode. There's an hour and a half or 2 hours. Was it hour and a half, right? For like 90 minutes for our
Yeah, something like that.
for our 200th episode. So and obviously we're going to do something for 300 when that comes up in 70 something episodes.
Yeah.
That's over a year away, so we don't have to start planning
That's
yet. But
good.
all right.
So, until next time.
Oh, the channel is Juggalo Jakes. Look at that, all one word.
Yes. Until next time, I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.